Hi everybody. Trying to get this so that it'll aim down a little bit. Hope you're having a great day. I thought that today I'm trying to make a video every day. So if you haven't seen some of the others that are out there, I think Fred might join us today. He's around here somewhere. Anyway, oh yeah, there he is peering behind the couch. So if you have a yoga mat, that's awesome. Got my handy dandy yoga mat that I've had for a long time. You can use that or whatever you've got. I know I had to move some things around, make a little bit of room. So if we can, I'll let you get settled in here. Maybe we'll start down on the floor for a moment. Maybe bring your sit bones underneath of you. We'll draw the knees in, toes are up, right? Easy peasy. Let's just take a few easy breaths, right? Nice and long through the spine. Just an easy inhale through the nose and an exhale through the nose. Just like that. Three more before we add on. Good, wonderful. So if you're sitting like that, even in a chair, right? Even in a chair, maybe not this, but I'm going to bring my legs to a cross-legged position, nice and tall. If you can, bring your hands to your knees. We're going to bring our hearts forward, right? And then over to the right, and then back and to the left. You got it. Let's add a little breath work there, right? Inhaling. Draw the belly button in, exhale. And again, inhale. And exhale. Keep going. Remember, we're working on our hips today, everybody. Did you know that your hips are storehouses for memories? Yeah, right? Yeah, or maybe, yay, whatever works for you. Let's keep going there. Inhaling and exhaling. You know, feel free to lose yourself in it a little bit. Just don't knock your head on the bookcase, right? And then if you can, start bringing that movement up, right? Let it get smaller and smaller and smaller until you come to stillness. Good. If your ankles are crossed, cross them the other way, please. Wonderful. And again, hands to the knees, nice and tall. We're going to go the opposite direction. So the heart, rib cage goes forward, over to the left, back, and to the right. So if you want, you're just rolling around on those sit bones. Inhale and exhaling. Wonderful. Keep going. Do you know that this rotational, it's great to take your spine through all four phases of movement: flexion, extension, lateral flexion, and rotation. Let's do two more of these and then we'll start to bring it into stillness. And then here we go. Just reach for the sky. Nice and long through the crown of the head. Great. Let's take the hands forward onto the floor. Let's just slide forward. Place your head wherever it works for you, right? Wherever it works for you, right? Just take 5 easy breaths there, breathing into those tight spaces. Ooh-wee. If you have any knee trouble, keep your toes drawn up toward your knees. We'll come back to this later to see if anything that we did that we're going to do here in the next few minutes makes a difference. Wonderful. Here we go. Walk your hands in. Fabulous. Crisscross those ankles the other direction. Right? So here we go. Same exact thing. Nice and tall. Tip forward on the hip bones, right? So your sit bones are reaching kind of behind you. You've tipped your pelvis forward. Just a little reach forward. little stretch, like maybe if you've been sitting at your computer all day, you know, maybe this is good for you. Do what you can, right? No competition here. Wonderful. Use those hands to walk you up to seated. Fabulous. We're going to take the legs out. If you can, let's bend the right knee, right? So we've drawn the right knee in. We're going to drop it out to the side, right? So I've got the sole of the foot to the inside of the opposite leg. Turn toward that front leg. You can always bend it if you need to. From here, let's reach up first, right? So we're going to reach up, grab opposite elbows. Just breathing. Woo. Keep breathing. Don't let it halt. Keep going. All right, we're going to hinge forward, release the hands to that front leg, and then hinge out. You got it. Nice and long through the spine. Oh, you might see Fred here in a moment. Here he comes. You see him? There's his tail. He's showing you his sunny side. Oh, he's such a star. Great. Walk it on up. Fabulous. Let's send that leg out. Draw it. Opposite knee in, nice and tall. You know, wherever it works for you, right? And then drop that leg out to the side. Reclaim those sit bones, right? We're up. Arms are up. Grab opposite elbows, right? We're going to breathe here. Lengthen that spine. Reach tall through both sides of your waist. Open eyes, closed eyes, whatever works for you. All right, are you ready? Hinge forward, up, and then release those hands down to the legs, the feet, the floor, whatever works for you, right? 5 breaths there. I see Fred's getting a little snack. That Exodus yoga is making Fred hungry. Great. Up we get. Wonderful. Bring those feet toward each other if you can. If you can, hands go to the feet or the legs. Let's just do a little rock back and forth, right? A little sit bone to sit bone, right? Easy peasy. You could do this. Ow. And then sometimes what we used to do is we would walk the feet forward, right? So we start to take the feet further away from our sit bones and then bring them on back. That's the hard part, right? Good, let's do it again. Out, out. Or you can take your hips away from your feet. And then take your hips towards your feet. Right? We're going to do that a total of 5 times. So here's number 3. Back, back, back. Forward, forward, forward. Back, back, back. Forward, forward, forward. How you doing? Pretty good, I hope. Last time back. I hear Fred. Do you hear Fred? And last time forward. Maybe you're just watching me and laughing, and that's okay too. I'm all right. Whew. Bring those knees together, right? Hands to the floor. I'm going to turn so you can see me a little bit, right? So the knees are together. We're going to do the opposite now. Take your knees left and right. Or right and left, right? Just a little side to side. A little moving yoga for the moment, right? Waking those hips up. Hope you enjoyed your day. Got outside maybe a little bit, maybe in your yard. All right. Ooh, back to center. Let's stretch those legs out. Oh, they're spread again. If we can, right, we're going to send the legs out. Cross your right leg over your left, right? Sit bones back, right? We're going to hinge forward at the hip. right? Toes apart. If you can, hands those legs, or see, I have these really long arms. They're helpful for this. And a little hinge forward. So draw your toes away from each other. So it's an internal rotation at the hip. Nice long spine if you can. Try to avoid rounding, right? Hinging. It's almost like you're reaching your heart forward. Toes up if you like. Breathing, breathing, breathing. Here we go. We're up. We're going to crisscross those legs the other way. A little shake, wake them up, turn them out. Ooh, ooh, is one side different than the other for you? Here we go, we're up. Ooh, fabulous, fabulous. All right, so we did that. If you can, we're going to come on to hands and knees here. I'm going to turn my mat a little bit so you can hopefully see me. All right. So hands are under shoulders, knees are under hips, toes are turned under. If you're, let's bring the awareness to the breath. Just an easy inhale, lift your heart. Maybe you lift your tail and then round, exhale. Right? So inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, cat. Exhale, dog. Whoops, sorry. Inhale, dog tilt. Exhale, cat. Wonderful. Right? Walk it on back. If you can, we're going to bring the left foot forward here, right? So left foot is forward. Lift yourself up a bit, right? Now bring your hands down to the floor, inside and outside of that foot. Hinge forward. Notice that my knee is not going past my toes, and then back, right? Just a little forward, ooh, and back. If we're working toward keeping our abdominals glued to that bent leg, that front leg, for the moment. Good. Now, if it's too much to be on your knee, put something underneath it. Otherwise, lift up here. Ooh. Now, same kind of thing. Forward and back. Forward and back. Forward and back. You got it. Let's do 3. Nice long spine. 2. And 1. Hold here. Tuck your tailbone under. Push your hips forward. Ooh, a little quadricep stretch, right? Yeah. Good. Now we haven't done too much of this yet. That right hand, this is my right hand, is going to slide to the outside of that left leg. Sink your body, right? And this is what we call reverse or prayer stretch, right? You can stop right here. Maybe bring the hands together. Sink your heart. Look, if you want to, look toward the sky. Breathing. If it's too much weight on that back knee, lift your back knee. For some of you or me, it's like, oh yeah, okay. Good, here we go. We're looking down. Whew. Wonderful. Now I'm going to switch sides. I'm going to turn. So now my right leg is going to be front. You could stay exactly where you're at. I just don't want to turn my back to you, right? So we started with that right ankle under the right knee. We sat up for a moment, and then hands back to the floor, and then it's a little forward and back 5 times. You got it. Remember, this is hips today, hips. I went to the Facebook Live format because it seemed to load faster than when I was using my camera. It took a long time to load to my YouTube channel, so this is a little bit easier. If you're wondering, why is she doing it this way? Good. Now, if you can, hands to that front leg, same kind of thing, right? Forward and back. Woo. Anybody feel that stretch in their hip? I know I do. This was a necessary. 2. And done, fabulous. And then remember, if you can, this is the left elbow goes out to the outside of the right leg, belly button in, and it's a twist. Prayer hands, right? Or some people make a fist, right? If that's easier, right? Draw your hands towards your heart center, lift your heart back, the neck long, breathe. So think of your spine as one long, and you're long through that spine as you twist. Breathing. Fabulous. Hands to the floor. Are you ready? Maybe for a little child pose. So this time I'm gonna take my feet together, my knees apart, right? And then if your toe's not cramping, right, you're gonna sit back, walk your hands out, relax your head down. Good. We're going to walk our hands over. The right hand is going to go in line with the right knee. Left hand kind of walks over toward it, and then allow yourself to relax down. A little side stretch here. Good for the shoulders, good for the hips. So the feet haven't moved. We're just breathing, relaxing. Good. Did you notice that moment when you allowed your shoulders walking to the other side to relax, right? And instead of being focused on stretch, 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 we get to where we're going, and then we relax there. About 5 breaths here. Wonderful. Fabulous. All right, I'm going to turn, well, actually, you know what, I'll leave it here. Sitting back on our sit bones, right? Feet are spread wide. And then if you can, I'm going to bring my left leg onto the mat. I'm going to take my right leg way out to the side, whatever one works for you. So one is forward, it's in line with your mat, and the other one's out to the side, whatever works for you. Now, if you can, we're going to turn toward that leg that's out to the side. This is my right leg. I'm going to go forward toward it. Now turn back to that other leg. Bring that top hand, this is my left arm, up and over by your ear. Side stretch. Again, for the hips, the side of the waist and the shoulders. Here we go. Gently retrace your path. We're going to go the other direction, right? So, give those legs a little shake. Out to the side, nice and tall. So, I've turned toward that leg, right? And then, I tipped, oh my goodness, I'm thinking. So, tip over to the side, and then bring your arm with you. Both sit bones stay down if you can. Ready? Come on out. Woo. Right on. So yesterday, take these socks off for a moment. We did some down dogs. So I'm glad to be turned to the side here today. So my feet are about hip width distance apart. I'm going to walk my hands forward. No big deal. Hands are about shoulder distance apart. This could be child pose, except I've got my toes turned under. I'm going to lift my hips just like we did earlier, belly button in. And then I'm going to lift my knees. Can you see that? Now stretch back a little and then do this with me. Knees tap and then lift the knees. Head goes in between the arms. Down and up. Just loosening up those shoulders, right? 3. Let's do 2 more. 2. And 1. Now hold here if you can. Take your right heel toward the floor and then bend, and then your left heel toward the floor. Do it again. Right and left toward the floor if you can. Right and left, right and left. Last set. Good. Bend both knees. Come off those hands for a moment. Shake them out. Fabulous. Shake, shake, shake. Now we're going to go back into that downward facing dog. This time we're going to try and get both heels toward the floor. We're going to hold it for 5 breaths. So roll down, and if you're already there, that's great too. Hinge up, lift the knees, send those heels toward the floor. So, you know, do a little dance, have a little fun, right? Nice and long through the spine. Lift your sit bones, right? So the sit bones lift, the kneecaps lift, right? Nice hinge at the hip. Press down through the first, second, and third, right? The thumb and the first 2 fingers there. Good. Heels lift, knees bend, shake it out. Fabulous, fabulous. So we're going to do a little ab work while we're there. We're going to lift that right leg up, send it back. Hopefully I won't hit the couch, and then we'll send it forward 5 times, right? Moving in towards pigeon, everybody's favorite hip stretch, right? So here we go. We're in that downward facing dog, right? Hands to the floor, heels are lifted. Lower the heels. Now lift your right foot if you can. Send it up toward the sky. And now listen, listen. Here's a plank pose. Bring your knee under. We're going to touch the right elbow. And then kick the couch and reach out. Now bring your knee towards your nose. Reach toward the opposite elbow. And reach. Now back to center. And reach. Last time to that right elbow. And center. Now bring that knee forward. Draw it down. So my right knee ends up in line about with my right wrist, right? Swivel, if you can, that right foot towards your left wrist, and then wiggle yourself on back. Did you see that? Wiggle on back, right? Fingertips are on that floor if you can. Widen them out a little bit. We're going to do a little kind of push up here today, right? So we're going to bend the elbows and then lift, right? Do what you can. A little bend and lift. 3 more. Woo. 2. Good. Now hold up here. I want you to squeeze those muscles that are really trying to relax. And then relax. Squeeze again. And relax. Got it? Twice more. Squeeze those muscles. Probably the ones right around your sit bones and your groin. Good. Now relax. You could stay here, right, if that works for you. Or walk your arms forward. Maybe make fists, rest your head. Make a little pillow, rest your head. Top of the foot toward the floor. If your toes are cramping, turn it up. Breathing. Good, wonderful. I know I wanted to stay there too. It felt really good, but I want to do the other side too, right? So that leg's gonna slide back. Feet and knees about hip distance apart. Sit on back. Hands are about shoulder distance apart. Guess what? We get to do all those fun abdominal exercises. Lift your hips, lift your knees, lift on back. If you can, right heel goes to the floor. Left foot to the sky or somewhere. Knee to the elbow. Reach out, knee to the nose, reach out, knee to the opposite elbow, reach out, do what you can. You could do all this from your knees, from your hands and knees. Good, look at that, you did it. Knee to elbow, drag it on down, wiggle on out, wiggle on back. Did you see that? That right leg wiggled on back. Hands widen out, right, nice and tall through the spine. A little bit forward, and then if you can, remember this, and push. A little push up. A little variation on what we used to do. We used to do twisted push-ups. This is a little variation on a pigeon. 3, 2, waking up that back, and 1. And now remember, we kind of squeeze the tight muscles and then let them relax. Squeeze those tight muscles How you doing? Squeeze. Uh-huh. Squeeze. Squeeze. One more. Good. Let everything relax. If you want to, you can walk your hands forward. Forward, 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 forward. Wherever it works for you. And then 5 breaths there. Just relax into it. Fabulous. All right. This time, did you come out of it? Are you out of it? Come on with me. We've got a few more hip stretches to do before the day is done. Legs are outstretched. Let's see if we did anything while I fix my hair. So we walk those sit bones on back. Toes are up. I hope you can see my toes. Hope they're not hidden here. Let's reach the arms up. And then hinge forward, wherever your hands land, right? Nice and long through the spine. Walk those sit bones back, right? Now remember how we kind of lifted our heart and then let it relax. Do it again. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling to lengthen, exhaling to let go. If your hands are on your legs, that's great. If they're on your feet, wonderful. If they're on your kneecaps, fabulous. Good. Now we're going to do the reverse of that, right? So we have to stretch not only forward and back, right? Flexion and then extension. Remember, we went over that a little bit earlier, right? So feet are about hip width distance apart. Walk your hands back behind you. If you can, the fingers point toward you. If not, turn them away. Whatever works for you. Belly buttons in. I gotta walk my feet in because my hamstrings are gonna scream if I don't. Now if we can, lift up and then hinge down, right? On the 5th one, we're gonna hold up there. This is 4. Good. 3, maybe I should have counted the other way. 2. Now hold up here if you're able, right? Hinge, hinge, hinge. Press those feet down. Push the butt up, right? You're doing great. Collarbones are wide. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And gently down. Fabulous. The left leg extends. Bend the right knee. Pull it in if you can. If you can't, that's okay. A little twist, right? Left arm around. Right hand behind. Nice and tall. Return. Right? Let's come out of that. Now think extension as you inhale. Exhale. Now remember what I said. I don't know if I did. But hopefully, when I pull that leg in, I always think of someone I'd like to see. You know, someone I'd like to hug. You go to the airport, you pick somebody up. It's like, oh, it's so good to see you. Now, let them go. Let's go the other direction, shall we? Right? So stay there, extend your right leg, left leg extends, right, wrap your right arm around, nice and tall, right hand or left hand behind you, really, right, a little twist, now come out of that, think inhale, extension, exhale, rotation, right, lift your heart, who you got today, who you holding on to, give them a hug. Even if you can't hug them really right now, send that feeling out. Good. Awesome. Awesome. All right. So let's bring the feet to the floor, right? Roll on down, right? Send your arms overhead if you can. Walk your feet in, right? Now bring them along by your sides. Let's do that again. This time, inhale and exhale. Whether your arms hit the floor or not doesn't really matter. Inhale and exhale. Now, arms overhead, a la Pilates. Roll your spine up. Leave your arms there. Roll your spine down. Good. Roll your spine up. That's it. Roll your spine down. Even weight on both sides of the spine. Up and down. 2 more, please. Good. Now, bring your arms down, right? Walk your feet in, wriggle your shoulders. Now, we're going to do a little bit of a bridge here. We're going to hold it. So if you can, take your thumb and your index finger, right? And place that around your heels, thumbs to the inside. If you're not able, that's okay too. Walk your feet real close. Roll your spine up, right? Walk your shoulders under. And if you can, hold those heels, right? There shouldn't be any pain in your neck, right? Remember, like I always said in my classes, if there's any pain, you know, the only pain should be me. I should be the only pain. It's a little joke. Heels up, roll down. Good. Whew. Walk those feet out, right? If you can, right? Left foot down, right leg in, give it a squeeze. Did you see Fred? Good, and down. Now if you can, left leg, give it a squeeze and a reach. Ooh, that hamstring is tight. Can you see my leg shaking? And down. Now if you want to, this gets a little bit harder, right? We're going to put those 2 moves together, right? Wiggle on in, arms long by the side, roll on up, and then if you can, right leg reaches for the sky, right? There you go. Remember, hip opening, hips today, hips and shoulders. Great, bend the knee. Ooh, roll on down, gently place. Remember, the closer your heel is to your tush, the less your hamstring works, okay? So that's why you'll see that I have my foot really close, right? If I can, left leg's up, I'm gonna roll up, walk my shoulders under, I'm gonna reach for the sky with my opposite leg. Push, push, push. Wonderful. Ooh, fabulous. Arms out to the sides, right? If you can, feet and knees are together. Send your knees to me and your nose away. Fantastic. Other direction, please. Knees, nose. See if you can make the longest line from that shoulder all the way through the same knee. Big stretch down the side waist. Oh, Fred found one of his toys. And center. Cross, if you can, your right ankle over your left leg, back the next one. We're going to lift. Hands go, right? If we can. Through and around the leg. If you want to, reach for the sky. Some people push the leg away. I only do that if my toes are drawn up toward my knee. Reset your nose. Boom. Wonderful. Left foot's going to find the floor. This is something a little different here for you, right? I'm going to wiggle back onto my mat. So now the arms go back out to a T. Swivel, right? Right knee stays up, left outer knee to the floor. Look where it feels best to your neck, right? Sole of the foot to the floor. Come on back. Oh. Get those legs a little straightened. Left leg, remember this. Lift it on up. Thread, that's what we call that. Reach. Fabulous. Push if you like. place, here's what I call a swivel. Arms out, and I swivel. Did you feel that in your hips, right? Come on back to center. Extend those legs out. Remember how you had arms overhead? Right? And then bring them over your chest, right? Inhale and exhale. So, got my toes up. I'm just kind of reaching away. You might not be able to see me. There isn't that much room in here. Good. Let's place the hands behind the head, right? Toes are up. Peel on up. Peel on down. 4, 3, 2. Good. Now if you can, bring your knees in toward you. Wiggle those feet around, right? Circle, circle, maybe the other direction. Cross one ankle over the other, it doesn't matter. Grab to the outside, pull those feet towards you, right? Let's release, switch, right? Around the outside if you're able. And release. Uncross those ankles. Come on up to seated. Fabulous. So let's go back, if we can. Kind of back to where we started, right? That simple cross-legged position. Hands to those knees. Forward, to the right. Go the other direction. Does that feel any different? I hope so. Extend the legs out. Shake them out. We're going to come on to the abdomen, right? So bend the knees. Hands forward if you can. Walk those legs out and gently down. If you can, it might be hard to see me. Maybe I'll do that, right? So the tops of the feet are toward the floor, and my elbows are under my shoulders. Sphinx pose, right? Squeeze your buns. Stretch the abdominals. Ready? Elbows up. Come down. Crocodile. So one forearm is over the other, right? Just lay one arm over the other. Relax your head down onto them. Now if you can, swivel your hips side to side. Good. Now, gently back up onto those elbows. Bend your knee. It doesn't matter. This is my left, so it could be your right. If you're able, reach back, grab it, right? So it's a little stretch here for the hip. Nice and long through the spine. You can always relax back down if that's better for you. Push that leg into the hand, right? Good. We're going to switch. Whew. Then, right, you could start up here. That's what I did. Reach back with that same hand. Push into it. Push. Don't pull. That's a whole different thing. And relax. Now, if you can, turn your toes toward each other. Now you can release your hands away. If you're able, you're on either your back or your front. Advasana out here on the abdomen, right? And then let your arms relax down by your sides. Turn so you can see me. palms up, right? Toes in. Turn your head to one side. And then just bring your awareness to your abdominals. So stay there. I'm just going to sit up so I can talk. So just feel your abdominals going into the floor as you inhale, and then as you exhale, they come kind of away from the floor. Just notice, feel your breath moving your body. And then if you can, lift your head, turn your head the other direction, right? Back to that Advasana. Arms are long by the side. You're just breathing. Beautiful. Now if you're on your abdomen, please turn over onto your back, right? Back to that relaxation that we visited yesterday. So we're going to turn back over onto our backs, right? Arms are long by the sides, palms up. And the reason relaxation is done is so that all the benefits of all the poses, all the work that we just did, we give it time to sink into the body. We let it kind of go into the body and take form, really. So feet can be on the floor, knees together, feet apart if you like, or just extend the legs. Give your head a little roll, wiggle the shoulders. It's almost like you're making a pillow for your heart with your shoulders. So you can stay there and I'll walk you literally through this. All right. And we work gross to subtle, right? We go from the body, which is tangible, to the breath that we can sense and feel, to the mind, which is like the least tangible. We know that we have it, but we're not sure. So bring the awareness to the body. And remember, we move the awareness to each part of the body, and I move pretty quickly, and starting at right hand thumb and through the fingers and everything. And we're just bringing our awareness to that part of the body, mentally naming it. So if I say right hand thumb, you bring your awareness there per se, and you say right hand thumb in your mental awareness, and then you let it go and you move on. And we move rather quickly so that we don't just get stuck there, all right? Here we go. Bringing the awareness to the right hand thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, back of the hand, palm of the hand, wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, and shoulder, the right arm entire. Let it go. The awareness now moves to the left hand thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, back of the hand, palm of the hand, left wrist, left lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, left arm entire. Let it go. Today let's move to the upper back, the middle back, the lower back, the rib cage, the chest, the collarbones, the front of the rib cage, the sides of the rib cage, the abdomen, the torso. Move the awareness to the right great toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, sole of the foot, top of the right foot, right ankle, lower leg, knee, upper leg, right hip, right side of the groin, right side of the pelvis, right leg entire. Moving the awareness to the left great toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, sole of the foot, top of the foot, left ankle, left lower leg, left knee, left upper leg, left hip, left side of the groin, left side of the pelvis, left leg entire. Relaxing the gluteals, the lower half of the body, the torso, the arms, the hands. The back of the head relaxes as if into a perfectly shaped bowl. Feel that perfectly shaped bowl moving from bottom to top, from the back of the head to the top of the head, just relaxing your head into it. Bring the awareness to the forehead, as if two stage curtains are gently opening. Relaxing the eyebrows, the muscles around the eyes ever so lightly touch like two beautiful butterfly wings. The eyes themselves rest in the sockets as if on two beautiful silk pillows. The cheeks, the nose, the lips, the jaw. The teeth lightly part. The tip of the tongue rests lightly on the roof of the mouth just behind the front teeth and the neck. Going back through the body, from the top of the head to the tip of the toes, looking for any remaining tension. Let it go. Moving from the tip of the toes to the top of the head. Let it go. Allow the awareness to move to the breath. Feel the breath. Is it only in the rib cage? Just notice. No judgment. Does the breath only move in and out? Up and down? Does it move in a spiral? Can you feel the breath all the way down to your fingertips and toes? As you breathe in, feel your chest rise. As you breathe out, feel it fall. Bring the awareness now to the mind. That beautiful blue sky without a cloud in it. If any thoughts come for the next minute, see them like clouds in the sky. See the thought, the cloud, acknowledge it, and let it go. Gently bringing your awareness back to this time, to this space, to the sound of my voice, to the feel of your body on the floor. Maybe allowing the breath to deepen, the fingers and toes to wiggle. There's a big stretch that's calling your name. Allowing yourself to gently roll onto your right side. Use your right arm for a pillow if you like. Gently using your hands to press you up to a simple seated position. Feel your spine long and tall. Sitting proud. You did it. Good job. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. I hope that you enjoy this. I hope it helps you. And someday I look forward to seeing you again in person. Have a great day. Happy Friday. Namaste.